Hello, welcome to Wisdom Wednesdays. We are glad to have you guys today. If you have not yet, go ahead and put in the chat where you're coming from. Let us know a little bit about yourself. Let us know about your district. Let us know what you want to learn. We're here to help you out. That's one thing we do as Lions is we don't just serve, we empower, and that's what we're doing here with Wisdom Wednesdays. So a few little details to go over before we get going, just to let you guys know you will be all on mute. So if you have any questions, if you have anything that you would like to say regarding the topics that are going to be here, please put that in the chat. And at the end of each different segment, we'll have about 5 minutes to go over what different questions that we have for that. That being said, for our LinkedIn portion, we have Lion Jody and Lion Winster, not Winchester, Lion Winster, to go ahead
Yeah.
and be on board with LinkedIn. So I will turn it over to you guys.
It's not the alter ego, right? Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Lion Wingster, and with me tonight is Lion Jody.
Hello,
Oh,
everyone.
okay, so we're gonna get to it right away. We can only have 20 minutes. So tonight we're talking about LinkedIn, and hopefully for most of you, LinkedIn is an app. Um, Basically it has been used for professional usage, but today we're going to try to show you how to use it for professional, but also how to grow your reach, grow your relationship, and also, yes, grow your club. So before anybody say it aloud or get in your head, linking is just for just stuff. I'm going to stop you right there. Linking is not only for jobs. It is where you find partners, when you find supporters, and also when you collaborate with them. It is where the community builders are created. It is where the people with skilled resources and connections, our big hearts, are found. And the exact people where we want to meet. So this where you can find people that are gonna be helping you build up your network, build up your group of people that might be able to help you out later on within your communities to grow. Um, Now let's get to the level set, and because I want everybody to feel comfortable walking into this, maybe you already have a linking account that you use every day for work. Maybe you have created one 5 years ago and it has been just sitting there. And I want to be very transparent. I had a linking account that I didn't use for a few years, but then 2 years ago, I resurrected it because, again, LinkedIn back then was not that used, but now everybody again is getting back into LinkedIn. Or maybe you are somebody that have not created a LinkedIn account, you have no idea what it is, and you're thinking right now, I'm not a social media person. Why do I need a LinkedIn account? But tonight, we're gonna try to help you out with LinkedIn, and you are in the right place for that. So we are here all lions. There's no judgment, not tech shaming. We are not here techie guys. We are not um, nobody's smarter than anybody else here. So we're all on the same playing level. So we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it practical, and we are going to walk you through a step by step. Jody?
Awesome. Thanks, Winster. So some of you might be asking why LinkedIn. If you think about this, the world today, people are going to look you up online before they say yes to coffee, before they sponsor an event, before they partner with your club, or before they invite you to anything. So LinkedIn is like your virtual handshake. Nice to meet you, all set on autopilot because you put out there what you want them to see. It's what people feel about you before they meet you. It's your credibility, it's your values. This is who I am and this is what I care about. So just take a second and think about this. If someone looked you up tonight, if you Googled yourself or someone Googled you, what would they see? Would they understand what you care about, what you lead, and why lions matter to you? If not, we're going to help you get there. Because everything we do from here on out tonight is going to help you strengthen that handshake. Because a strong handshake gives a strong first impression, and you just can't argue with success. Hey, Winster, back to you. Oops, you're muted, my friend.
Okay, so I was talking and talking. That's what happened. So from a Lion standpoint, LinkedIn is full of people who want to make an impact. build a community, lead something meaningful, and also volunteer in a way that fits the real life. And what we here as Alliance, we're here to serve, we're here to volunteer, and again, to make it change that affect people's life. So translation, we're here to use LinkedIn to find future Alliance. And it's also where you can find people who can supercharge what you're already doing. You can find sponsors, partners who do not need some partners to help us out serve our communities. You can find nonprofit collaborators, resources for nonprofits also, speakers, community leaders, and those connectors who seem to know everybody in town. So if your mission matter, LinkedIn is a place to tell that story. So we're not here to be flashy. We're not here to be clear. We're not here to be findable. We are here to make it easy for the right people to say, yes, I want to be part of it. So what do we need here? We need more visibility, which equal more conversation. More conversation, what it means? Equal more service is what we're looking for. And more service always equals greater impact with more needs and people to serve. Now, Jody, let's get into it.
Excellent. So I just dropped into the chat again, and I'll do it one more time in case you missed it. I dropped into the chat a booklet, a little guidebook we created to help guide us through tonight's conversation. But even more importantly, when we get off this call, so you can work through and set up your LinkedIn profile. Winston, I'm going to share the screen. I'm going to go ahead and you can then, my friend, take it away with what we do with our profile.
So, by with this for this exercise, we are not going into ChatGPT because we don't have enough time. But what we're gonna show you is how to go into our Lions Market to Grow app on lionsvirtual.org, and the link will be put on the chat room soon. You go into lionsvirtual.org, click on the Market to Grow app, and from there you're gonna create something great for LinkedIn by following few steps. As you can see on the document that Jody is showing, it gives you a step-by-step instructions on how to do it. First, what do we need to do first? We need to create a clear brand, who you are, what do you need to do, what are you there for. So basically, this is some things that you should know before you should be looking for before you start using ChatGPT to create your brand. So, what's your goal here? Decide what you want people to experience from you. What do you care about serving? Who do you want to connect with? What opportunities you're looking for? So those are the basic things that you need to know ahead of time before you can start putting the prompts to create your service focus, volunteer focus profile. So Yori already input for you. There's some samples prompt that you can use, like help me define my volunteer brand for LinkedIn. But remember, if you only put that prompt, you're gonna get something general. You need to custom it for you. That's why you need to have an idea. Help me define my volunteer brand for LinkedIn because my role is X, Y, and Z. I care about vision. The type of people that I want to attract are people between 18 to 24. Make it, make things to be custom made to what are you looking for, what your clubs are looking for. Then on step number two, you see they're talking about profile photo. What is the profile photo important? People, what does it say, Jody? A picture means more
Pictures
than
worth
a
a
dozen
thousand
words,
words.
right? So make sure you have a picture there that portray yourself, who you are, and what you're looking for. And again, you make sure you got a clear background, natural light, a casual picture, business casual, or either with your Lions Club appeal, and your friendly, confident expression. And why not? You're doing a service activity, put a picture of you serving the community. Why not? And again, you can use ChatGPT to help you out with that. You upload a picture of yourself and just say, describe a LinkedIn profile photo with a that will position myself as a approachable volunteer leader. And ChatGPT and the Market to Grow app will be able to help you out with that. Number three, write a headline that goes beyond your job title. Most of the time, we just keep our LinkedIn with the few jobs that you have had in the past or currently have. But make it, if you're looking for volunteers, you're looking for service, make sure you create a headline that communicate that service, the impact that you want to have, the leadership that you have and you can portray. So again, some prompts that you can use in the market to grow. Write a 5 LinkedIn headline options. Focus on volunteer leadership, not my job title. And again, remember to input information that portrays you, personal information that you want people to know about you. It can give you a couple of options. And again, use the one that you mostly like. Step 4, write the about section of your service story. Most of the people in LinkedIn leave that part of the about section empty. Why? This is the first thing. People go to your profile and they're only going to look at your profile for a few seconds. It's nothing that really they care about, they're going to leave. So make sure you have something, a short story, a human story, not your resume or you've been working X, Y, and Z for 10, 15 years, something that can touch people's life. Why you care about, why do you do what you do, why you do it, who do you serve, and also an invitation to reach out to you and connect. Jody? Okay, I see it. I'm sorry, I didn't see the
It's okay.
next
It's a
step.
two-pager.
Yeah, no, I didn't see that you were already moving the other one. So step number 5, add your volunteer roles. Same way that you add all your jobs titles and job position, add what you have, where you have been serving, what organization you serve, what role have you have, what leadership position you have within the organization, and of course, what type of impact have you created in your community. Then use that volunteer section strategically. And why do we say that? It's because remember, we're here to serve. So when people see that you are serving, it make it easier for them to reach out to you and feel you more approachable. Build those skills that match your service. Make sure you align those skills with who you actually serve. Um, for example, the volunteer leadership, community outreach, event planning. So things that you can um, relate to. Make sure you put that there. If you have experience fundraising, put in there. Customize your location and open to session. Signal that you're open to volunteer, partner, help with a in a board position. Also, community projects. Make sure this should be a two-way street. It's not only that you're looking to get, but you're also looking to give. So when you have a two-way relationship, you will be able to also reach to more people. Step number 9 is create a simple connection message. Turn those connections into conversations. You can ask Market to Grow to just write you a short LinkedIn connection message to other volunteers on how they can connect with you, other nonprofit leaders that might be looking for partnership, etc. And our last step is post once to introduce your volunteer identity. Grow your network. That's what we're here for. We need to grow. We need to make sure we get more people into Lionism, but also that we are serving our communities better. Jody?
Thanks, Winster. So let's talk about how we build that network. The next page, which is page 3 of the pamphlet we gave you, the guide we gave you, is really how do you build your connections. Now, these prompts that we're giving you are actually tied directly to LinkedIn, but they do cross over to other platforms as well. So if you're looking to build out connections or likes and followers on Facebook, for example, you can use these same concepts and these same smart searches to get you there. So what we've done is we've broken this down into different searches for different things you might be looking for, different prompts. And we're focused on AI because here's the deal. None of us, well, not many of us anyways, are experts at LinkedIn. So the AI, the Market to Grow app, helps you get it done faster and better than you could do on your own, or gets it you there at least, like I said, faster. So let's start with, and I'm not going to read through all of these because it's a lot of them, which is good. But if you want to start to grow a strong, purpose aligned network, go into the search bar on LinkedIn and you type in volunteer plus community service. If you want to build it specifically in your community, you add plus your community name. or area you're in, if you're in a county or what it might be. If you want to find out who the nonprofit board members are in the area, community engagement coordinators, there's a whole list of these search prompts that will help you find people in your network and beyond that have those titles or have those roles or have those skills. So you will see we have it here for just a broad, strong purpose to align your network. We have one if you want to start reaching out to Lions and Leos that are on LinkedIn, one for young leaders and emerging professionals. Again, I'm going to point out adding your community in, especially with things like young leaders and emerging professionals, if you're trying to reach that target audience, is really important. Back up here at the top, we've got workplace-based club and partner searches, service-focused search prompts that include our different areas, our different service areas: hunger and food security, vision and health, youth and education, environment and sustainability. And then other important connections are your local community connections. Find out which nonprofits are in your community by typing in your city's name plus nonprofit, and it's going to pull up a whole list of potential community nonprofit partners for you to be teaming up with. City name plus community leader, city name plus volunteer. All of these prompts will help you build connections to your community, because social media is most effective when you have strong connections. I'm going to mention Mahesh Chitnis's LinkedIn account. Go ahead and look what Mahesh does. He's very connected to the community as a whole, and he has used LinkedIn to help expand what they do in his area as Lions. All right, strategic partners and influencers, not members yet, but powerful allies. These are people like a nonprofit consultant, community organizers, public speakers, fundraising strategists, grant writers, community advocates, etc. And here's an important piece. When you do these searches, what's going to come up is a list of potential people that meet those criteria. You're going to look at them, you're going to open one of their profiles, decide if that's someone you'd like to connect with. You then are allowed to just push a simple button and say, I'd like to connect. Do not ever just hit connect without sending a personal message, especially if you do not know the person. All that is spam to someone. So make sure you personalize every request. There's a sample here. Hi, I'm Jody. I'm involved with Lions, a global volunteer organization. I enjoy connecting with people passionate about community impact. Would love to connect. That to me is pretty bland. I would actually make that in my own voice and something that fits more with my piece by going into WhatsApp to the Market to Grow app and then having it customize it based on what my background is and my skills is. And what this does is it turns LinkedIn into a relationship builder, not just a numbers game. Because every time you connect on any of the social media platforms, including LinkedIn, you then tag and use other people's names and bring them into the conversation, it expands the reach you have with the posts that you have and allows you to reach a broader audience. So with that, Winster, I'm going to send it back over to you to talk about what it is we should be posting.
Of course, as soon as I found my unmute button, that will work. Okay, so now what should we be posting into LinkedIn? We all know LinkedIn is some type of social media also, but we should not be posting same thing that we post on Instagram or Facebook on LinkedIn. Why? Because LinkedIn should be purpose driven. Um, we need to be able to post storytelling into LinkedIn. Oops. Yep. Here we go. Um, make sure you put pictures, but things related to what you want people to portray of you. Service. We're here to grow our organization. So service should be our main point on posting on LinkedIn. Share why we serve stories. Why do we do what we do every single day? And I go back to what we always said, the Lions are the best kept secret because we make it like that. We are not the best kept secret because other people say it. It's because we make it like that. We need to be out there. We need to be promoting Lioness and we need to be marketing Lioness and we need to leverage our professional network also. We have many people that you might know and you will connect professionally that might not know that you're a member of the Lions Club. So use that network that you have. Use AI videos if you can to prompt to create those micro ads. Again, Market to Grow will help you, and also there are other now apps that can create videos for you using AI like Canva, CapCut. Use it. Launch a LinkedIn event for a service project. Start using one event, create it, and see what happens. You can link those with other events that you have. Create a event for a page, for a project that you have. Even create a profile for your club. Let's see what happens. Highlight collaboration and partners. When you post something and you're working with your Lions Club, you're working with another partner, make sure you tag them also. Make sure you include them in your posting because that's important. Because then you're not only reaching your network, you also reaching their network. And finally, two comments into conversations. It is great when you have a post, somebody comment X, Y, and Z on your post, but then it dies out. Keep the conversation going. Answer those questions, answer those comments that you get so you can keep the conversation going. Jody?
That's perfect, Winston. I do just want to highlight at the top of this page. I made a sample post up for you to take a look at. This is not a real person. I chose not to pull a real person off of the internet for this this example. This is someone we made up. And this is a post that would be like a local partner post, focusing on highlighting what we did with a local partner. And the title is Girls Can Lead. Big shout out to Future Alliances, our local partner for Girls Can Lead initiative. It goes through the whole thing. And then at the end of it, she explains what it was. And then at the end of it, it says, looking to co-create a leadership program for young women in your region. Let's build it together. And be able to reach back around to her. So it's a great opportunity for us to be able to share our Lions story in a way that we may not have done before. I'm just trying to stop sharing. There it goes. And that's what we got for you. We only had 20 minutes. We wanted to give you something to take away and use. So hopefully that is valuable. Hey, Steve, it's time for questions. How about you come join us here and tell us if there's any questions?
So at the moment, there was only one real question related to LinkedIn, and that was the kind of a definition of what LinkedIn is and how to use it, which I think you both gave the definition and gave some concepts of how best to use it. There were a couple of questions outside of this session. I think one pertaining to Wisdom Wednesdays is how can an individual find what our upcoming topics are
So
so
we're going
that
to cover that at
the
the end of the session.
you
So we'll
will.
get there.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
just want to add one other, since we got about a minute and a half left in our time, let me just add a couple other key points about LinkedIn. Go out there and find some people. Just poke around. Winster pointed out that the way you talk on LinkedIn, it should be focused on leadership development. What are you learning? What is the impact? What are the takeaways? It also should be not a hard sales pitch about joining Lions. It's about telling your story and getting people on board with, oh my God, this is so cool. I want to get involved. Share your enthusiasm, share your excitement. There's a lot of great sites out there. Kelly says they have a club profile. Winster, I don't have that screen up. We'll share ours in the chat, our LinkedIn accounts with you in the chat.
So Lion Daniel did say his question is, what are Linden endorsements and how do you use them? Well, it must be
Yes.
LinkedIn endorsements.
Yeah, LinkedIn. Yes.
Yeah, okay, not Linden. Okay.
That is a really great question, Daniel, and one that we can go into more detail at a later date, but let's just give you a general overview because of the time constraint here. LinkedIn endorsements are when someone you've worked with, someone you've worked for, goes out and endorses what you've done. They give you a rating basically on whatever it is that you've done. So oftentimes it's tied to a project that you did or it's on that's on your profile. Sometimes it's tied to a skill that people have observed in you or that you've put out there. So I can go out and I could go out and I go to Winster's page and I could write an endorsement, basically of what I thought about what Winster does and how amazing he is on what any number of topics with Winster, quite honestly. And that builds your credibility, especially if you're new to LinkedIn. So as you're working with people, I think it's a good idea to use them.
And endorsements are really easily used. You don't have to write much. I mean, you don't even sometimes even have to write. You have some tabs there that appears and you click to whatever that person you believe are those skills that that person possess. So it's very easily to endorse somebody that you know, and you can give that person that check mark that you know that, for example, Chris is a great songwriter, right, Chris? So see, that's a example right there.
So another question was, can you build a virtual club here? Because that some people who may not be following the chat room might not see your answer, Winston. So if you could do that.
Basically, you can create a profile for your club, similar to what we do on Facebook with pages. You can create a profile for your club, yes.
Yes, and I will. I'm also gonna. I'll drop into the chat. I didn't pull these links in advance, but I'll drop into the chat. The Camus Lions are doing a fantastic job and have a promotion out there right now about New Year, new opportunity to make a difference. And I can't remember the exact tagline. And they're doing a fantastic job and a consistent job. It's about posting timing. You don't have to post every day, but you need to be consistent. We didn't go into club things because it starts with each of us. And it's the easiest point of entry is for each of us to create our own LinkedIn profile. So start there, understand what it is, how to use it, and then start looking at how you build it out. Unless you have someone that's already an expert there that you've got that capacity to take on, start with your club level. I mean your own personal profile, excuse me.
And remember, start if you have a LinkedIn account, start looking around and start looking for your Lions friends, co-workers. And again, this we're here for. Build your network. Build
Love it.
your network.
So there
Connections,
is there
connections, connections.
there is some comments that the individuals do have LinkedIn accounts, but this presentation has given them information that they can build it out even further. So it's been a great job. And there's one more question. What is LinkedIn verification?
Oh, I've been on LinkedIn so long I can't remember. It you jump through a few hoops. You confirm who you are. It will ask you. Actually, I know what it is. You go through it asks you if you want to be verified, and it walks you through a series of steps that they require for verification. So once you've walked through those steps, you earn the verification badge, and you're good to go. You don't have to do that ever
Yeah,
again.
and it uses a third-party verification tool, like same thing, like when you use your bank account, things like that. You just verify that what you're saying is correct. It's true, basically.
Excellent. Great presentation. And thank you for answering those questions.
Thank
All
you.
right, guess what? We get to switch topics, right? We get to go hear what Chris has to tell us, and Chris is going to talk all about WhatsApp. So, Chris, here you go, man.
All right, there we go. Thank you guys. It was great hearing more about LinkedIn. I know myself, I don't do as much on there, but it is very important for you guys to get out there and to not only put yours out there, but go visit other people and give them different skills. Really verify what they're doing and get them out there. So, yes, go out there, use it. All right. So today I get the privilege of talking about WhatsApp. So, uh, I know WhatsApp is used globally, and a lot of people around the world are using it a little bit more than the United States. And that's why we're talking about it here today, because there's so many different vast ways of using it that we just aren't using it. We're looking at using it for just as a messenger and so much more. So let me get in here, and I want to share my music because we were doing that earlier. All right, I'll get my slide deck going here. All right. So what's that for Lions? What can we talk about? How can we get beyond just basic messaging? Because when a lot of people talk about WhatsApp, you immediately look at messaging and think that's all it is. Well, it's so much more, and it's so much more ways to be able to take it and to be able to go further and be able to make your Lions Club to be able to be open 24/7, pretty much. So WhatsApp connects about 2+ billion people a year. So that's quite a bit. That's actually going above more than Instagram now. It's not quite as much as YouTube and not quite as much as Facebook, but it's actually growing globally because it is a way to be able to communicate all the way around the world on one technology and to go across multiple different platforms. So it is increasing amounts. As you see, only 124 million United States actually use it. That's where we're looking at Lions. Lions are about the same way. We don't use it as much, but we need to be able to increase more and do more with it. So, what all is it besides a messenger? Well, the great thing about WhatsApp is if you've ever been in another country, you can also know that it actually helps with voice calls, video calls, media sharing, cross platform, meaning you can go from being on your phone. I'm oftentimes on my phone and I get on my laptop and it's on my laptop, and I get on my desktop, it's right there on my desktop. It's the same platform all the way across there. The other thing that's big and important about this is it's end-to-end encryption. Now we're talking about different things being broken into in cybersecurity these days. End-to-end encryption is very important, and that's one that this platform, for a free platform, gives you and allows you to have. The groups enabled organized team communication is very big as well. So you can actually have up to 256 participants per group. You can control it with your admin, and you can start pinning things to the top. This is how you can, we're going to talk about here a little bit later how we can use it, but you can use it with your clubs. You can set it up with how your different organizations inside your clubs, your board of directors, your service committees. All those can be different parts that you can add onto your club and having it all in one spot where you can add people to there and allow them to see what's happening, what's going on. And I know that I've heard this happen. I may or may not know a few people that message at 2 a.m. A good thing about this is you can actually mute it. So that way, if you want to mute it until certain parts of the day, you don't have to worry about it breaking in and being loud at the inopportune times of the night. So what could you use it for? How is it important? How can we actually do more with it? So you can actually organize in a multiple group up to 100 different related groups in one umbrella. So let's think about this with your district. If you have a district level implementation, you can put all your zone chairs underneath there, have a group for zone chairs. You can have all your first vice, your second vice, all the different your honorary committee can be in there. It could be your different service committees. They can all be a part of on there. And that allows us to, one is you can have different groups where people can join that they want. So say someone in your district wants to join a vision service team, they can jump in and be a part of that. Say someone wants to be on the membership team, they can easily get in there and start getting all the communication for things that are happening in your district. This gives you one place that you don't have to worry about. If you get everyone on board here, it's free. So you can actually send out communications without having to have constant contact or any of the others that you have to actually pay for. It's readily available for free. For your club level, you can do fundraising through there. You can actually do new membership orientation. Bring them in there, show them the files right away, and make it so it's easier for them to join and be a part of it. Another thing that we like to use, or that I like to use it for, is topics groups. People that are wanting to be a part of the marketing team. I know we'll probably get the group to probably share in our global growth and impact team. If anybody wants to be a part of that group, that's a group that meets 24/7 and it's continually going, and we're able to communicate back and forth with that. That is all from WhatsApp, and that is a free, readily available that you can get on your phone, on your laptop, and on your desktop. Now let's talk a little bit further. So that's all the stuff we talked about. You probably knew all the stuff with WhatsApp right there. Now let's go to the WhatsApp business app. So this is something we don't actually talk about a lot, but this is a way for you to actually hook up to your website. You're able to set a WhatsApp business app to actually go to whenever someone clicks on Talk Now to here on your website. It can actually bring them into a WhatsApp chat and give them a very quick response back to auto reply outside your business hours, and actually give them frequently asked questions that are on there. It can tell what your club is about. It can then put them on a list so that way you can actually broadcast to them. You can actually you meet a new person in there, you're able to add them as volunteer. You can tag them and get them into your mass announcements to get that on there. So using a QR code, you can actually put it on a billboard or somewhere else that actually gets them right into your club, so you can actually start communicating with them right from the very beginning. Another part of this is that's really easy is using the click to chat link. So you can actually get this chat link and you can put it on with the URL, put it on your website that allows them to click on a link and automatically start talking with your board members, your membership chair. What better way to actually, instead of going to an email where you may or may not be able to communicate with it, why not set it up on your website, on your Facebook page, on the Join Us page? You can actually add that to your Facebook page. Put that link there so that way they immediately click on that. They're automatically talking to your board, your membership people, the people that want to actually grow the clubs. The days of us sending emails and getting lost of email traffic is gone. So we can be able to communicate right away. You can use the WhatsApp Business to actually get you from pre-questions answered right away. So that way, if it's in the middle of the night, you don't have someone that's up like me that wants to respond right there. You can actually get them to be able to answer those questions right away. It allows us to do fast response, mobile response, and it gets rid of those barriers where we actually, having to wait for that engagement back and forth. It's a QR code. There's a WhatsApp widget that you can actually install your different websites. These are easy things that you can do. I'm talking way too fast. So, as a district governor, there are different things that allow you to get a little bit further reactions and to be able to respond faster. As a president of your club, you can do the same thing. It allows us to be able to get rid of that broken telephone where you're talking to one person and they tell someone else and they tell someone else and it gets lost in translation. You're going directly to a source and you're communicating right there. I know that if I talk to my friends on the Lions virtual team right now, if I need a question answered, they can answer it right now, and I don't have to wait for an email that may or may got lost or might have gone to the wrong person. I know that is right there and readily available at all times. Another thing is if we've already had this conversation before, I can actually search and find out where we had it before, and maybe I don't ask the question again, or maybe I go ahead and ask the question again because I'm forgetful. But it allows you to go back as far back as you've been in the chat and actually communicate that. And there are different ways to work with different bots to actually, if you have a lot of conversation going, where you can actually give an update every day, where this is what's happened over the last 24 hours or the last week. That way people can catch up if you have a very well used chat. So the studies, as far as Gartner is going, that by using WhatsApp, the average group reduces email volume by 40%, increases event attendance by 25%. So using and being participating more is increased by 25% by using WhatsApp because it's more readily available for all people to be a part of. So this is how, and I went together and put together a typical of how you might use it in a setting of your club. So the first thing is you can actually set for, if you have a speaker that night, you could actually send your PDF or whatever ahead of time. Let them know exactly what's going to be there for you. You can send out polls for RSVP tracking. Make sure you're going to see how many people are going to be there. You can send the agenda out beforehand. Share the if you're one of those clubs that go different places, you meet different locations, you can actually share the pin so people can actually go directly to there. So they can actually hit the pin in your phone, add it to your maps. They can directly go directly where you're at. And then during the meeting, it helps out with being able to track photos. If you're giving awards, if you're talking about different speakers and you want to give out different links to what the speaker's talking about, instead of actually having to print off something and kill another tree, you can actually send it through on WhatsApp and get that right there for them. And if you're using it, tracking it for all your meetings, you now have a repository for all your meetings for last year to go back on and see what that person that you talked to 9 months ago that you can't remember his name, can't remember what they talked about. You can actually go back and actually go through that and bring that up. And then between meetings, a lot of times it's just good to communicate as a club instead of sending those text messages, instead of sending those emails and different traffic where not everyone's on the same page. This allows us to be on one place and to be able to remember birthdays, remember anniversaries. You could share your service projects. If you need to have 3 different people come and help you to do a service project, it's a whole lot easier to get instant responses by sending out with a WhatsApp and getting them to see who's out there that can actually help right now. Maybe 2 people couldn't show up. Well, now we got it out there. You're getting immediate response back. Yes, I'll come. Drop a pin in the location, and I'm heading that way. So you can share the location, and you can be on the road without ever having to look up an email or go from there. Now, this is some of the different outside of the box type of ways you can do it. So you could set up a photo contest. You could set up in your different areas, say, drop a photo in here for the best photo service photo for this month. Maybe as your district governor, you wanting to do that. You can actually, the most people out with the likes wins it. Or you could do virtual mentorship, one-on-one, be able to call someone and be able to talk to them around the world, to be able to communicate with them right on the phone without having to use your roaming minutes for calling international or anything else. You can use that virtual mentorship right there. Skill exchange. Maybe somebody needs to be able. It says somebody needs a truck for Saturday. Those different things right there where you need to call somebody right then and there, get it right available and right to you right there. Now, as a cybersecurity guy, I will always make sure I tell you what you should and should not do on these type of apps. If you've ever heard me talk about cybersecurity and stuff like that, I'll always tell you that there are different tools for using everything, and this may not be the right tool for everything. And there are different tools out there that will help you out, but you need to make sure that you're secure and be very careful with what you have. These things right here we have right now, you should set. So you should go into your profile and make sure your visibility is changed. That way, only the people that are in your contacts can add you to a list. Otherwise, you will be getting lists added to your WhatsApp group saying how you can make millions of dollars in 2 days. Stuff like that, just wanting you to click on those links so they can steal your stuff. The other thing is the privacy groups. So you want to make sure that when you set up a group like this, you want to make sure that not everything is visible to everybody. So make sure that wherever you're at, you make sure that you lock this down, least amount of permissions as possible. The other thing is online status. If you want to make sure that if you're wanting to be seen, set that up. Set your quiet hours. That way you're not getting woken up at 3 a.m. in the morning from Chris and Daniel as we talk back and forth over some discussion that we're having on lines around the world. Uh, Set those. And the other thing is stay on topic. So if you have different topics for different areas, make sure you stay on topic. If there's another room for that, or if there's not another a room right now, create one. That way you can stay on topic. That way people don't get not wanting to communicate anymore because it's gotten way off topic. The other thing is reply privately. So if there's something you want to ask somebody and it's maybe something you shouldn't be in a big, huge group, reply privately to them. You actually click on the link, click on the different chat. It has a link that says reply privately. Go ahead and do that. That way you don't have everything out there for everyone to see. As a district governor or as a president in your club, to prevent spam, what you want to do is you want to make sure you appoint multiple admins. Make sure you have more than one person that is able to get on there and get rid of monitor the chats for spam and for any issues at any time they're on there. Make sure you allow them to help out. Set clear group rules. You can actually go into ChatGPT, go out to any one of our Lions virtual apps and actually ask them to help you set group rules for your WhatsApp group, and they'll help you put it out there. And then have a announcement only page where only admins can put stuff in there. That way, if you have announcements that are coming from your club that you want to make sure everyone is able to see, only the admins can put that in there. That helps you as a president, and it helps you as a district governor or whatever else up the admin is to make sure you stay on topic in your announcements page. If someone wants to send something to you to put on the announcements page, they can send it to you, and then you can put it in there. The other thing is watch out for red flags. Watch out for the spam. Watch out for the forward this to 10 people. You'll see a lot of different spam, a lot of different phishing going on. It happens every day and across every single platform. But we need to make sure that we are very vigilant on this and take care of that. So to get started in your club, it's pretty simple, pretty easy. Put together an implementation plan. I'll have all these for you to take if you want to. But phase one is starting to get your 2 to 3 admins. So figure out who you want to have in your admin group: president, secretary, maybe your membership chair, maybe your tech guy. You have them be a part of it. Define some group rules and define why you're wanting to do this. And then go ahead and put your board of directors in there and start up a group test. And then do a soft launch. Work with your board of directors and some of your other committee chairs. See how it works, and then start doing a full rollout. Test it. See how things work. See what things don't work. Maybe you want to have different groups, more groups, less groups. Communication. Communication is key for all this. And this is why we have this application, to be able to get you to have better communication. So some quick common questions and concerns that people have is, will I get too many messages? You might get a lot of messages depending on the different group you're in. But you can use a mute. I know that I use a mute all the time with some notifications. And what happens if you mute the channel, it only pops up and lets you know if you've been questioned. Like they actually ask you a direct question, it'll pop up and let you know, hey, they've asked Chris a question here, so I'm going to go beyond the mute, let you know that they're asking a question of you. Do you need a smartphone? No, you don't. You can actually go onto your computer. You can use the WhatsApp web app. You can use the desktop app. You can actually use all these different technologies across the whole board to be able to get across there. Is it secure? Yes. It uses end-to-end encryption. And sometimes it'll actually ask you for your encryption key and it'll reset it for you to make sure that you're keeping it secure on there. So that way we keep all of our files that we're transmitting back and forth, keep those safe. Don't make want anybody else to get to all of those. And the last question is, what if I'm not tech savvy? It's not a whole lot very hard to do, but I would advise finding a tech buddy in your district that can help you out. That way they can sit with you and actually get you started. With having a tech buddy with you, and if we have district governors that can maybe help out getting these places started up across the country, it will help us to further along and make it so that way we can have a whole lot easier conversations and getting them going whole lot faster. And I went way fast through that, so I am done. Here's my contact information if you need to get a hold of me. I will help you out as quick as I can. If you want to reach me on WhatsApp, you can use my phone over there to get me on WhatsApp as well. All right. Stop sharing. Is there any questions?
So there was one general question, which will just remind everyone that these presentations will be shared, the recordings of these will be shared to anyone who's registered for the session. I just want to re-clarify that. So there was a question about files. How are files used on WhatsApp?
So the files you can actually use if they're underneath, I have that on my slide. What's the limit?
This person came in a little late, so he might not have found that.
Yeah, so there's a limit on the size, so you can actually send pretty much any file size across there. It's 100 megabytes is the limit to what you can send across WhatsApp. That's a pretty good size, so you can send documents across there. You can attach documents. You can actually have your bylaws sitting out there for people to use or to look at if they want to as well.
So there was one other question that I found was kind of interesting is this similar to Slack? Because some individuals, I remember my daughter used to use Slack. So is this similar to that?
It is similar to Slack. Slack is still around, believe it or not. It's not used as much. It's just that WhatsApp has become very popular across the world, and that's why people are starting to use it more. A lot of other countries are using it for their phone as well. Because if you're in another country, if you want to make a phone call, you can make it free on WhatsApp instead of as long as you have internet access.
Absolutely. So, and of course, there was one question, but so you need to be part of that group to be able to communicate within that group.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's where if you want to, the way that we put it out there is usually is you have a link to be added to one of the groups. Maybe it's a membership group that you want to, or potential members. You can actually put a potential member link out there where they join that group, and you as an admin can then add them to the other groups as soon as they've been added as a member. So that way you're vetting them before you're letting them into your club, all your groups, but you can actually add them to their layers. Yes,
So,
WhatsApp app to download.
yeah.
You can. It's available on all the different profile or all the different phones. You can download it on your desktop as well. It's available on the Mac. It's available on all those.
It's great for this type of work, but our family uses it to stay in touch because it has great video. So, and you can do that as well within your Lions organization, have, video screening as well. So,
Yeah, you can have actually eight video calls at a time. So if you have a board, instead of paying for Zoom, instead of paying for Teams, if you have a very small board and you want to actually meet with them on there, you can do that for free. So it's a very good app to use for that and to make voice messages and voice calls as well.
that looks like the end of the list of questions I have. Um, I don't know if there are any general questions regarding Wisdom Wednesdays that we can answer. There was the one question earlier about how can the individual members find future programs and sessions. I know you go on the
We're going,
Lions
we're going to go there
USA.
right now.
Good.
If Chris is done, we're going there because we got a whole bunch of cool things to share with you guys. Hey, Chris,
Excellent.
thank you. You know, one of the things about Lions USA is we do have a number of WhatsApp groups. I did drop in the chat a couple of times, whichever direction you're seeing the chat from, a link to join the Lions USA service group chat. This is a group of Lions that are just out there talking about service projects. They started talking about service carnivals. Now it's morphed into a broader conversation. So it's a great, easy entry for you if you just want to test out WhatsApp, see what's going on, and jump in and talk about service, which is what it means to be a Lion. We all serve, right? We're always looking for new ideas. So that chat is a really good one to drop in and just kind of test it out. And don't just lurk there. Ask questions, post, comment, because that's how we all learn together. If you find you got a great service project someone else can learn from, hallelujah. Share it so we can all then take it, bring it to our own areas, and do what we need to do. So it is that time of the evening in the show. Let me get to the right screen here because I had too many things open. I got distracted here. I'm going to drop in a whole bunch of links in the chat right now for 3 events, and then we're going to go over to lionsusa.org and we're going to answer that other question. But here are the 3 events I'm going to be sharing with you here in just the next few moments. Let's get to this screen. All right, so you guys are at Wisdom Wednesday, so you know what it is. It is an opportunity for us every month to stay curious and stay growing. Next month, on February 6th, 1 month from today, is going to be a special session talking about how do we onboard Lions? How do we bring in new members and make them feel welcome and get them up to speed so they want to stay with us? And Denise Lauterbach and Sue Hurlbert are going to give us that clearer picture of what we can do to make that happen. That link is in the chat. Once you register for any of these sessions, you're registered for all of them. That way you'll get a reminder every month, and if you can pop on the call, fantastic. All right, next up, let us take a look at tomorrow night. If you haven't had enough Lions USA events yet this week, we have Roar and Pour. You know, all of us, or most of us on this call, have been to conventions, and the best part, the most favorite part, almost every convention is the hospitality rooms. It's the interaction you have with everyone else and the conversations and the laughter. So Roar and Pour is basically a virtual hospitality room for all of Constitutional Area 1, and it happens on the second Thursday of every month. It happens tomorrow night, and tomorrow night's theme is PJs and possibilities. Come dressed in your most casual, comfortable clothes, your pajamas. Please wear clothes. Please wear clothes. Anyways, come dressed in your PJs, bring your stuffy, bring your whatever it is, and come prepared to just talk about what your aspirations are for the year. It's going to be a fun conversation. It's going to be a fun share and an easy lift, and a little respite from a crazy week. The last event I'm going to share with you tonight is a brand new event from Lions USA, and it is launching next Thursday, January 15th, and it's called LCI Live. LCI Live is going to be a monthly series of interviews and conversations with key staff at Lions Clubs International. They're going to help us understand what they do and how they support what we do as individual Lions and clubs, districts, multiple districts, and beyond. So you don't want to miss this one with Sanjeev, who's our executive administrator for Lions Clubs International. He's kicking it off for us. And here's the really cool thing. He's taking questions. That is a big part of it, is the interaction and our ability to ask the questions. So if you have questions for Sanjeev as the executive administrator of Lions Clubs International, you can go ahead and email those to education@lionsusa.org for a chance for him to answer them live on that event. So those are the 3 upcoming events in the next couple days. Let me quickly answer the big question we had about where you find things. I pulled it up. I have so many screens open right now. We're just going to do it again. So lionsusa.org is the Lions USA website. When we look at that website, that is where you find all the links and everything. I'm getting there in just a second here. Sorry. That's where you find the links to everything and what's coming up, when it's coming up, and when it's running. And I just lost my screen. There we go. Let me make this larger so you can see it. So when you get to lionsusa.org, you'll see there's an About Us. There is a calendar. The calendar actually is a true Google type calendar where you can see tonight is Lions USA Wisdom Wednesday. If you click on that link, it gives you an overview of what it is along with a registration link. And that's consistent for any event that we're hosting on through Lions USA. If you want to know more about the programs that are being listed on the calendar, click on programs and you'll see a description for each and every one of these events that we have going on to be able to help you better understand who the target audience is and what it takes to register for it and why you might want to join the fund. When it comes to the regular, what's happening with each session, there are events that are posted on the Lions USA Facebook group, which I will pull up right now and drop in the chat as well. So I believe the question I saw in the chat was about how do you find out about specific topics? And you would find those on the Lions USA Facebook group. So let me quickly get you that link. I'll drop that in the chat. And I think that's the resources that we've got for you tonight. Were there other questions that we could answer before we wrap up? Will I get to that Facebook group?
I don't see any at the moment.
Well, there you go.
Looks like the presentations went very well because there are a few questions, so that's good. And this will give them some thought to start the process, and then hopefully can reach out to each of you via email or WhatsApp and find out
Sure.
maybe some more questions as they dig a little deeper into these topics.
So, we gave you a basic overview of these two different platforms. Most of you are probably not overly familiar with them from what we understand. And that's okay. We're all learning together. If you just get out there and try something, do something each day to build your profile. Tomorrow, build a profile, create a profile. Then the next day, go ahead and put a picture, get your picture out there. Then the next day, take the next step and keep going like that. It makes it a little easier to get done if you don't have the capacity to get it all done at once. But the reality is this, we shared a lot of information, but if you don't do anything with it, was it even worth the time you spent here? So the challenge is for each of you to go try something. Get out on LinkedIn. Download the app on your phone, on your laptop, on your desktop, whatever appliance you're using, and try it. Just poke around. Create an account and poke around. You don't have to go whole hog on the thing to be able to go out and just look around and see what's there. The opportunity to learn is never ending. The opportunity to be inspired is never ending. Back before Facebook groups were a big thing, there was a huge Lions present on LinkedIn. We had a LinkedIn group that was sharing ideas and from all across the globe. It was fantastic. The Global Lions Forum has taken that over for us, but guess what? That's where a little project that we did in Multiple District 27 for many years called Stuff the Bus came from. Because there's a club in California doing it, and we were looking for a project to roll out across the whole multiple district. And guess what? That was our project that we rolled out. We gathered thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars worth of school supplies and distributed them in our local communities, all because we learned from other Lions. That's the power of these connections. That's the power of you paying attention. That's the power of you sharing and us sharing back. So please do something. Whatever it is you want to do something. Don't just sit on this information. Share it with your clubs, share it with your fellow Lions, and let's get out there. And I'm going to use last night. Let's grow, guys. We need more members to serve the needs of our communities. And to do that, we need to make more connections. And it's all up to each and every one of us to get the job done. With that, I think we're done, everyone. And we're almost 2 minutes early yay, Bruce will be so happy with us.
Thank you all three of you very much. This was a great presentation.
Awesome. Here goes our new theme music, and we can take me out of here, off the spotlight, and a little dance it out. Chris,
good night, everybody.
The new theme song.
Good night, everybody.
Sunrise in the rear view glow. Another week, another chance to plant a seed and help it grow. I don't have it all together, but I'm showing up.